Before I begin, I would just like to do one thing real quick. Dear Lord, I come to you today seeking wisdom and knowledge for the things that you wish for me to tell these people of your world, Lord. I come to you today seeking guidance in the proper words for all types of people of this world to hear, Lord. Lord, I come to you wondering what it is that these people need to know, Lord, that you have shown me. Lord, if you can grant me the words to come freely from my mouth, from the top of my head to the bottom of my feet, Lord, if you can just allow your soul and your spirit and everything to take over my flesh, Lord, and use me as a vessel for these people. And all things that are pure and holy, in the name of Jesus Christ I pray. Amen. I would first just like to start out by giving you the same disclosure I tell those that I know closest to me. I don't want to hurt you, harm you, or do anything to you or your family. The only thing I want in this world is to pursue my freedom, my happiness, and to live right next to God and man at the same time. I don't wish to curse anyone. I don't wish to slander anybody. I don't wish to make anybody feel lower than me. I'm no different than anybody else. I'm equal. We're all one and the same. I'm a man. You might be a woman. You might be a man. I'm straight. I have, hopefully one day, to be a beautiful family. But with that being said, I'm not a saint either. I've lived my life of trial and testimony, and over the course of the rest of my life, I would like for the world to get to know me and get to know what makes this world, in my eyes, tick. I don't know how to put into the best of words as far as how I can connect with people interpersonally without physically being there. That's something that I was never taught. I was always taught that if you want to be treated with dignity and respect and allow your pride to be known, that you first must treat the other person with dignity and with respect and give acknowledgement to their pride that they have. All the things that I make my decisions upon are what I believe that God wants me to do. Now, there's some of you out there that don't believe in God. That's okay. That's fine. I personally don't care what you believe. There's going to be many of you out there that are going to think I'm doing this for money, for my own personal fame or fortune, or just my own personal acknowledgement. I don't even want y'all to know my name. I'm nobody. I'm no different than the cashier down the road at your local favorite grocery store. I'm no different than that guy that's trying to break in your home at night. I'm no different than the president, than your mom, your dad, teacher, school bus driver. I'm somebody who just wants an opportunity to do what I really believe my full part in this world is. I don't believe we're here just to have an infancy and be an infant and to learn to walk and to crawl and to speak and to write and to learn, to be forced into taxes, into slavery, because that man trying to break into your home doesn't know how his son's going to eat that night. Or that man that's addicted to crystal methamphetamine who is stealing your car because he's lost and is just trying to get home because he's 3,000 miles away. Or that woman that walks around with her head down everywhere she goes because she's scared that something is going to happen. I live every single day with the biggest fear in my life of, what if I'm wrong? What if these dreams that I have, these experiences that I've lived through and survived, and I'm still standing here. I've died 6 times. I was addicted to crystal meth. I was homeless for 2 years. I lost a stepson who I love with all my heart, and I wish she was still here. I lost a daughter, and I miss her too. I've lost an ex-wife, lots of cars, houses, stability. But the main thing that I had lost was my compassion. I didn't have compassion towards man, fellow man, woman, child. I never hurt a child, but I just didn't care. I didn't care who my actions affected. I was on a self-destruct pattern ever since I was 5 years old. Wanted death, suicide, tried it, didn't care. I remember the first time I voiced out my suicidal thoughts to my parents at the age of 5 years old. And I sit there and I laugh at it now because it was very childish, because I couldn't get something. I wanted to tell my parents something that would hurt them the worst. And I knew it would. But as my life continued to proceed, the reason why I felt the way I felt was because everywhere I went, I got picked on, I got bullied, I got beat up, I got teased because my dad didn't make this much, their dad made more. I got beat up because my sister was 5 years older than me, and I would stand up against people that were 5 years older than me and got beat up. I never meant to pick fights with people. I didn't believe that people could walk on other people and get away with it. That there should be some sort of acknowledgement for the actions that we do. Everything in this world is not because it gains us better, but because it gains everybody else. People that go to work in the same field for 10, 15, 20, 30 years, it's not because the money. Yes, the money is the first thing that gets us into it. But what keeps us doing it and keeps us moving forward and continually helping those because we come to work is because we grow to love what we do and we gain a passion for it. It's not because we need it. We need this, we need that. No, I've got friends who are veterinarians simply because they want to help dogs. I know men who baptize and preach simply because they love it. I know people who are mechanics and love working on cars just because they love it. My wife, she loves hotels and serving people, hospitality, and just making people smile. She loves it. She hates her job. She hates it because her managers are horrible. Oh, but she loves what she does. Me, I love helping people. I love seeing a bigger picture than anybody else can. I love to be the smartest person in the room. I love to be the center of attention. I love it. But what I love above all of that is the fact that through my entire life, God has brought me here, where I have a nice 3-bedroom house with 2 beautiful dogs. I don't have a lot of stuff, but I got a nice 50-inch Sanyo TV. I got a computer that I need to fix. You know, I play this video game called Rust, but I haven't been able to play it. You know, I work for Tracy Electric right now, where I do some pretty cool stuff. You know, and the great thing about everything that is happening that's so hard for me to put into words is it's a blessing. It's a blessing to know that here it is about 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm alive. I'm so thankful to my God, who I've known and come to realize is God. Not through church, not through other people, but through my experience in seeking knowledge and wisdom. I grew up as a child not knowing who a God was or what a God was or who anything was. I just come to realize that there was a God. I didn't know who his name was. I didn't know who he was until I met him when I was 22. I'm 23 now. I'll be 24 this year in September. You know, I sit and I think about what's to come, what's to happen. And the only thing that I always have come to my mind is this city. This enormous city filled with millions of people, all working for the same thing, for the same thing. I see us all working together in peace and harmony with man, God, beast, all standing right next to each other, working together in peace. I don't see government. I don't see taxes. I don't see health care. I don't see any of these things I've been succumbed to believe as civilization. When I think of the word civilization, from what I've been taught, a civilization is a group of people, sophisticated. Well, I sit here and I think about, what is sophistication? What is it? Somebody who can have a thought? Somebody who can manage other people? What is a sophisticated person? In my opinion, a sophisticated person is anybody who wants to exist. Not just to exist under a bridge, drunk on booze all day long. Not to exist for the greed of lust over another woman, but to exist and to continue on my blood. Coming to have a daughter and only seeing her for a month, and then being kidnapped by Child Protective Services from a good home where they were not being destroyed or hurt or anything, to foster care where bad things happened. And I won't see my kids until they're about 18, so another 14 years. Going through the process of a loss of a piece of me, a continuation of not just my legacy, but my father's legacy, and his father's legacy, and his father's legacy before him, all the way to the original father of Adam. I believe that all of us men and women out there, straight, bi, gay, homosexual, black, white, Mexican, Asian, Irish, whatever, we are all ancestors of Adam and of Eve. We continue to bear the burden of our father's sin, for we were born in it. We seek knowledge and wisdom and enlightenment without even realizing it. We call it self-gratification. The only reason why we are so destined to be better than one another is because we have different characteristics about us that make us better than one of another. I wear a size 10.5 in shoes. They're my shoes. There are many shoes like my shoes, and many of you can fill my shoes, but none of you can fill my shoes like I fill my shoes. I carry my own weight. I do it, whether I have a job, which thankfully God gave me a job a week ago. I have not had a job for 4 years, and my job before that was the United States Army, Infantry, 11 Bravo. I was illegally chaptered out of the military because my NCO would like to sodomize and victimize me and abuse his power. I sent my NCO to prison. They could not charge him with anything other than fraternization with lower enlisted. And the reason why is because one of the men that he had raped actually penetrated his butt. 5 years, 1 day, statute of limitations. According to the United States military, the statute of limitations for a felony is 5 years. Well, because it was 5 years and 1 day, he was not charged with this crime. And since then, I've tried to appeal. I've been homeless, addicted to drugs, coke, crack, heroin, prescribed pills, crystal methamphetamine. I've been arrested because my baby mama blackmailed me. The only thing I ever did was just try to get my family back together and help. But no matter what I did, it just made it worse. I've tried helping with money. I've tried helping with me physically being there. I've tried helping with me being there and helping with money but being out of the picture. And every single time, no matter what I try to do for my family, for my daughter, for my blood, it just backfires in my face. You know, one of these days, I know my daughter is going to see me. I know one day she is going to meet me. And when that day comes, the only thing I hope is she comes open-minded, willing to listen what I tried to do and how much I did not want to do it, but if I wouldn't have done it, she would have had a worse life. I come to you all today to sit here and to kind of give you a little bit of a background of who I am. And through the time to come, you guys will get to know who I am. I encourage any of you, whoever wants to be heard and be known and be recognized, send me a message. Give me feedback on what you think is to come. Tell me what you think would better help what I'm about to tell you. There's going to be a lot of negative comments, and I already know this. I would like to encourage those of you that are going to post a negative comment or think about posting a negative comment. Can you feel my shoes? Can you make this same video having these same thoughts? Having these same I don't even know what to call it. But this is what I see. I see a city. A very big city. I see it self-sufficient. I see there no money. This is what I believe, and this is what I'm doing. You alright? Sorry about that. I'm going to be building a city. In this city, the way it's designed to where we have free electricity. Let me explain. Let me get my thoughts together real quick. Alright, I'm gonna break it down, and just for those of you that are curious how this city is going to be built. This is how I want every home to be built. I want every home to have a 3 foot by 3 foot by 3 foot high, the 3 dimensions for it. I want there to be a free electromagnet energy generator in there to where it's constantly creating voltage, and there's constantly storage to where your home will have electricity for your TV, for your surround sound, for your lights, for your central heating and air, for the heating of your water. I want all electric. I want no gas in these houses at all. All electric running from this generator built inside your home. And the way I'm building the generator, it's going to be out of these powerful earth magnets, about that far in length and about that big around. And I'm going to have it on a flywheel built out of polyurethane. And inside are going to be the magnets. And then on the other side, I'm going to have strong magnets to where it creates a wheel to where it's constantly spinning through repulsion from positive and positive. They want to repel. Then I'm going to have I don't yet have the money. I just started working, but this is what I'm building towards. My second design system, I don't want to get too far into it. Just I'm going to do separate videos, just individually on just core points on one specific subject of what I'm going to do. The second one is going to be your food. How are you going to get your food, and how are you going to eat? Well, I figured that out. Everybody these days are worried about not having enough time to cook, so we go out to fast food or we go out to eat. Um, well, I still want all that, but there's a better way to get it all. You have an aquifer. Well, what this aquifer does is it's 5 feet by 5 feet by 6 feet. And you're going to need at least a 12-foot space. Well, these are going to be equipped into every home. Every 4 people is going to be one aquifer. And that one aquifer will provide fish, fruits, vegetables, different things. I will have an area set aside on my land that I'm buying for just fields, just rows upon rows upon rows of different aquifers with different species of fish. It pretty much then becomes a fish hatchery and a hydroponic water garden. But the best thing about it is because you have them set up and they're all running on a small little energy generator, a small little I'll get into that one later. It's just ran all off energy and you don't have to touch it. It's very low maintenance. All these designs are very low maintenance where you don't have to do anything. You just get to receive what it provides with very little tilling of the land. The third thing that I'm trying to incorporate into the home is the rain gutter system for water. People are always constantly having to drink bottled water because we have fluoride in our water we get from the city. There's all kinds of chemicals in our water that mess with our brains and it makes us go crazy, so they can lock us up in a psych ward and deem us physically unfit. It's the mental police, or they put stuff in our water that makes us react and get depressed and fight within our own family. War on a war front already. You're in a bad situation. Well, and the way that one works is whenever it rains, it goes on your roof, it goes into the rain gutters, and it's gonna go into every system is gonna go into a triple biofilm sand filtration system. It's all 100% ecological. It's all 100% from the earth. The only thing, and you never got to change it. The older and longer that they sit with constant water in it, the more it filters your water, because it creates a bacteria that eats homeopathogens and eats viruses and eats bacteria. And through the stages of the sand and coal, it filters out the bigger materials to where you get 100% pure water. No bacteria in it at all. The fourth thing that I'm trying to incorporate in is weekly gatherings. I hate Mondays. I don't hate them. I mean, I don't mind Mondays. I think Monday should be a party day. Hang out, have a barbecue, go jet skiing, play some tennis, some volleyball, interact with your kids, have fireworks. Every Monday, that's what I want to do in this city to get everybody to where everybody's familiar, to where we're no longer individuals trying to live our own family, but instead we're a collective on one group wanting the same thing. There will be issues in this place just getting to know people, because it takes time to learn people, and sometimes you don't like other people, but that's okay. I don't like anybody in this world, and I really don't want to do this, but I know it's what I have to do. I'm afraid every day that what if I'm wrong? What if this doesn't happen the way I want it to happen? But every day, I see my dreams come true. It's it's like I gotta study for a test. And every day I'm tested to see if I will do what I've been shown. There's lots of things that I wish I could tell all of you. There's lots of things that I wish I could say. But right now is not the time, nor the place. Until the next time I come on, I wish y'all the very best. And I wish that you guys open your mind and look at this just one time. Because I know when you see this, and by the end of this point, you either hate it or you love it. And for those of you that hate it, I encourage you to try to stop me. Because it just makes me want to do it even more. And those of you that love it, I encourage you to live your life, to save up your money. Because one day, very soon, I'm going to need a lot of help. I don't want to pay anybody, because the only thing I'm doing is buying materials and buying land. I've got my hands. I've got my head. I don't need money. It's all I need, and that's all I ask of everybody of this world. When I have this city built, when this city is up, I encourage you, give me your hands. Help me with your mind. I need a lot of input. I need a lot of output. I need help designing things better, because I know there are some of you out there that have these already, these systems somewhat in place. I know there's people out there that can help give me ideas on how to make it simpler, smaller, and better. But till the next time I speak, y'all have a great day. God bless.